Hello guys, welcome to our channel Engineering Educators, Engineering in an Engineered Way. I am Pritam with you. Don't forget to subscribe our channel and press the bell icon and share as much as possible. Today I will discuss Staff Selection Commission SSC JE for Mechanical Sheet number day of 22nd January 2018 video of part 3 and the final part. So let's start. In my previous video I have covered up to question 70. Today I will discuss 71 to rest of all question. So let's begin. First, question number 71. The magnitude of rise of pressure due to water hammer in a rigid and non-elastic pipe carrying water of density rho and bulk modulus K will be equal to. So first of all, we have to know what is actually the water hammer. So whenever fluid is changing its direction, or so suppose it's a pipe and water flow through the pipe at a constant velocity manner, if we restrict the flow by putting a valve here at that position, then water will restrict in that position, and here certain wake shock by water will occur at that position. That is known as water hammer. In other way, we can say if a fluid or water flow change its direction suddenly, certain change in direction, fluid is flowing through its direction in this direction, but during certain change in direction, here certain shock wave will generate. That is also known as the water hammer. So that is the water hammer. So now let's see the equation. So what is the equation? According to the equation, pressure rise is equals to rho cu, and here rho is density, c is sonic velocity, and u is change in fluid velocity. So further we can write P is equals to root over rho into K into V. That is the final expression. So from here we can say option B is closer to that expression, but not the exact expression. Maybe some printing mistake is there. So here no option is correct. In option B must be into V must be there, otherwise all options are incorrect. So let's proceed to the next question. The flow of any fluid, real or ideal, must fulfill the following. So for real and first option is Newton's law of viscosity. For real fluid, it obviously obey the Newton's law of viscosity. But in case of ideal fluid, whose viscosity is 0, so it will not follow Newton's law of viscosity. So option 1 is not correct answer. Second option is Newton's second law. Newton's second law, obviously real or ideal fluid will not follow the Newton's second law. And third option is velocity at boundary must be 0 relative to the boundary. It is also a incorrect option. But in case of option 4, the continuity equation, both the real as well as ideal fluid will flow the continuity equation, as continuity equation says about conservation of mass, which is a universal law. So both the fluid will follow that continuity equation. So here option 4 is the correct answer for question number 72. Let's proceed to the next question. The most economical section of circular channel for maximum discharge is obtained when here depth must be equals to, depth of water is must equals to 0.95 into d, then only the section will be economical. It's the correct answer for circular channel. And let's proceed to the next question. 74. Borders mouthpiece. So let's understand what is borders mouthpiece. Suppose it's a container containing some water, containing some water. Here is the exit point. So if that exit point is certain, that is also known as the mouthpiece, and if the pipe is inward type, then this type of mouthpiece is known as Bordas mouthpiece. So it is actually the Bordas mouthpiece. So let's just see the option. First option is a short cylindrical tube projected inward having length of half of diameter. So first option is the correct answer. Next question. Question number 75. The critical velocity as so what is critical velocity? First we have to know what is the critical velocity. Critical velocity is nothing but is the velocity of a liquid flow up to which its flow is streamlined and after which flow become turbulent. So here appropriate option we can say option 4, velocity above which flow ceases to be streamlined. So here option 4 is the correct answer. So let's proceed to the next question. Reynolds number for non-circular cross section is V is mean velocity, nu is kinetic viscosity, P is ratio of cross section area. So here it says that P, capital P is A divide perimeter, weighted perimeter. Suppose say small p, weighted perimeter. So according to the Reynolds number, we know Re equals to rho v d divide nu, where d is the dimensional number, and that is equals to also we can say but v d by, here it will be rho v d by mu, not nu but mu, and rho by mu by rho is equals to nu. Here it will be rho v d by nu. So as the cross section is here non-circular, for non-circular cross section d is equals to 4 a divide small p, where small p is the periphery and a is the cross sectional area. Just put that value in that equation and convert a by small p is equals to capital P, then you will find that option number A is correct answer, V into 4p divide mu. So for question 76, option A is correct answer. Let's proceed to the next question. In case of two-dimensional flow, the component of velocity are given by u equals to ax and v equals to small bx. The streamline will consist of a series of. So here option is here here question is incorrect. U must be equals to by in that question, and small v must be ax, then only correct option will come. So let's see. First we have to know what is equation for streamline. So equation for streamline, we know dx by du for 2d is equals to dy divide dv. That is the equation for streamline. So from here just put the value u and v, you will find that dx divide by is equals to dy divide ax, and just simply integrate it and solve the integration. You will find ultimate answer as x square divide some constant x square divide, suppose that constant is a square minus y square divide b square is equals to constant c. That is equation of a hyperbolic arc. So option 3 is the correct answer here. Now for question number 78, friction factor of a pipeline depend on So what is friction factor? Friction factor A is equals to F for laminar flow. First C 64 divide RE, and friction factor for turbulent flow is equals to 0.314 by RE whole to the power 1 by 4. RE whole to the power 1 by 4. That is the friction factor. So you can easily see that, sorry, it will be 1316 divide e to the power 14. So you can see friction factor totally depend on RE. So let's see what is RE. RE is equals to, we know, rho v d divide nu. So from here we can say friction factor is depends on rate of flow, yes. Depends on fluid density, yes. It is also depend on fluid viscosity, yes. It is also depend on viscosity. So ultimate option 4 is the correct answer. All of the options are correct. Let's proceed to the next question. So here, time of the flow from one tank in which water level is H1 to another tank level H2 will be proportional to. Here option C is the correct answer. Proportional to root over H1 minus H2 is the correct answer. Let's proceed to the next question. Which of the following represents steady uniform flow? So here two terms are there, steady and uniform. For steady flow, velocity with respect to time dv by dt must be equals to 0, or in other word you can say change in velocity with respect to time must be equals to 0. And for uniform flow, flow must be unidirectional, that is uniform. And cross section cross section of the pipe must be uniform, that is a steady uniform flow. So option 4 is the here correct answer. Flow through a long pipe at constant rate. Here is the constant rate. So option 4 is the correct answer here. So question 81, Chezy's equation is used to determine. Chezy's equation always remember for open channel used to. So let's see what is Chezy's equation. Chezy's equation says that velocity v is equals to c into root over m into I. That is Chezy's equation. Remember it. Let's proceed to next question. 82. Bluff body is a body of such a shape that pressure drag as compared to friction drag. First you have to know what is bluff body and what is aerodynamic or streamlined body. This type of body is aerodynamic or streamlined body, as the shape of the body is in favorable of stream flow of the stream, that is streamlined body. And this type of body is a bluff body. It's here, it's not according to the flow of the flow. So this type of body is bluff body. So here fluid flow will be like this way, and here eddies will generate at that position. So for streamlined flow, here friction is the dominating force, frictional force is the dominating force. But in case of the bluff body, it's here drag force, here pressure drag is the dominating force. Here pressure drag is the dominating force. As you can see here, fluid have to cover much more area, so here frictional force is the dominating force. But here due to eddies, here pressure will generate, so pressure is the dominating force. So always remember it. So you can easily solve that question now, that bluff body is the body such a shape that pressure drag is as compared to frictional. For bluff body, as friction is the dominating force, as pressure is the dominating force, so pressure drag is the more compared to frictional drag. That is the answer, option 2. Let's come to next question. For best hydraulic rectangular cross section of an open channel, its depth should be equals to, remember its depth should be equals to option 3, half of the width. And next question, the value of coefficient of viscosity for a sharp edge orifice is of the order of value of coefficient of velocity CV for a sharp edge orifice. So remember that value almost equals to 0.98. So none of the option is correct here. So option 4, none of the above is correct. Let's proceed to next question, 85. The discharge over a sharp edge rectangular notch of width W and H is depth H is equals to. Here option C is the correct answer. Remember 2 by 3 CDW root over 2G into H to the power also 3 by 2. That is for rectangular body. As you have done lots of experiment on rectangular edge, on rectangular notch in your fluid practical, you have to use that equation C. So C, option C is the correct answer. Let's proceed to the next question. When a liquid rotates at constant angular velocity about a vertical axis as a rigid body, the pressure here option, remember here option 3 is the correct answer. The pressure will vary as a square of the radial distance, option 3. Let's proceed to next question. The discharge through a semicircular wave is proportional to option 3, H to the power 3 divide 2. Now let's see the equation. Q is equals to 0.34 into root over 2G into H to the power 3 divide 2. That is the actual equation. So option 3 is the correct answer. Next question. The rate of change of momentum represents the, see the equation. Here T is equals to dy dt into T is equals to d by dt into mv into r smaller. So here you can see m into v, that is momentum, and the whole term, that is moment, into r, momentum into r, that is moment, and rate of that whole term represent rate of change of momentum, and that is represent as T, torque. So here option 2 is the correct answer. Let's proceed to next question. Separation of flow occur when pressure gradients. Remember, if it is the path and fluid is flowing through the path, first here in like this way, it's a velocity gradient. Those all are the velocity, and here it will be maximum, suppose at a position. Then after certain point, here it will become 0, then it start go to negative direction. Here negative velocity gradient will occur. But in case of pressure, here in that position, when negative gradient will occur, here separation will occur due to negative velocity gradient. But remember, for pressure it will be opposite. For velocity, negative gradient is required to occur separation, but in case of pressure gradient it must be positive, then separation will occur. So here no positive option is here, so none of the above option is the correct option. And let's come to question number 90. The ratio of actual discharge to theoretical discharge through an orifice is. So it's actually coefficient of discharge CD is equals to CC into CV, where CC is the coefficient of contraction and CV is the coefficient of velocity. So here option D is the correct answer. Let's proceed to next question. Coke is produced by, always remember, Coke is produced by absence of air. Always remember those two terms, absence of air and by heating. Those two terms, always absence of air and by heating. So option 3 is the correct answer here. Let's proceed to next question. Binding of pulverization coal into brick into it's question number 92. 1 kg of stream sample contains 0.8 kg dry steam. Its dryness fraction is, so what is dryness? It's a thermodynamic question as well. So X is the dryness fraction. As we know, S is equals to mv divide m total mass of vapor to the mass of total mass. So mt is equals to also mv, we know mv plus m liquid, vapor plus liquid, mass of vapor plus mass of liquid. Here mt is given as 1 kg and mv is as 0.8 kg. So put the value, you will ultimately find answer will be 0.8. That is the final answer. So answer is option 2. Let's proceed to the next question. At which pressure the properties of water and steam become identical? See here, for any thermodynamic diagram, it's a vapor dome. Here is the liquid region, here is the vapor region, here liquid plus vapor, and it's that point is the critical point. Remember, that point is the critical point. In this side liquid region and in this side vapor region, and this critical region is the point where water and steam become identical, and pressure of that point is P critical. Remember, P critical, it's a vital question. P critical is 221.2 bar in terms of bar, but when you will convert it into kg per centimeter square, it will become almost equal, just few value greater than this, 225.6 kg per centimeter square. That is the answer, option 4. Let's proceed to the next question. Cochrane boiler is a, Cochrane boiler nothing but a vertical fire tube boiler, option 4. As you know what is fire tube, and some tubes are there in the boiler. If water is flowing through the tube, that is water tube. If flue gases are flowing through the tube, that is a fire tube boiler. And remember, fire tube is water tube is actually much, what efficiency of water tube is much higher than a fire tube boiler. So here ultimate option will be option 4 will be correct answer. Let's proceed to next question. The diameter of tube for natural circulation boiler as compared to controlled circulation boiler. Obviously diameter must be more for natural circulation. As you know, circulation, that means here convection, natural convection and the forced convection or control convection. Here for control convection, some draft fans are there. By this way convection will occur, control circulation or convection will occur. But in case of natural convection or natural circulation, much more area is required, much, as you know, much more area is required. So in that sense diameter must be greater than. So option 1 is the correct answer. Question 96. Supercharger is the process of, remember supercharger, it's nothing but a compressor, just remember supercharger is nothing but a compressor, and for supercharging is the process of supply of, and it will compress the air, supply of intake of an engine with an air at a density greater than the density of the surrounding atmosphere. When a compressor compresses the air, obviously its density will increase. That is option 1 is the correct answer. For you can see, for example, in case of a aeroplane, commercial aeroplane, or any aeroplane, for there also this type of operation is or done by the that process is also done. As we know, as in high altitude, density of air is much lower, but we require much higher density to for combustion of the fuel. So here also that principle is used. So option 1 is the correct answer here. Let's proceed to the next question. The accumulation of carbon in a cylindrical result in increase of, remember it's option 4, effective compressive ratio is the correct answer. Let's proceed to next question. Which of the following is a false statement? Excess quantity of the sulfur in is a false statement. Sulfur in a diesel fuel are objectionable because it may cause the following. Detonation is the correct answer here. It's a wrong option. Let's proceed to next question. Insulation of supercharger on a 4-cycle diesel engine. Installation of supercharger for 4-cycle diesel engine can result in following percentage increase in power. Here power must be increased greater than 50%. Remember, here option must be greater than 50%, not equals to also 50%. So none of the option is correct here. And for last question, question 100, in order to prevent the formation of carbon on the injector, the temperature in degree Celsius of nozzle tip should be, here option 3 is the correct answer, should be between 250 to 300 degree Celsius. That is the correct answer. So thank you. Here I have completed whole paper of 2018, day of 22nd January, SSC JEE for mechanical. So you can find to that particular to that. So you can find all the video to the particular playlist in our channel. So don't follow to like, share and support our channel, and subscribe it and press the bell icon. So thank you, thanks, and have a good day.